to say goodbye to your patterns. Bye-bye. A lot of us have patterns that show up in sex. Patterns that surface when we feel vulnerable, when we feel pressure, or when we carry certain beliefs about our bodies or our partners. And so much of this operates in the subconscious, meaning we're not even aware that it's happening. Many of us grew up hearing our mothers say negative things about their sex or sexuality. We witnessed unhealthy dynamics between our parents. We listened to music and watched movies that normalized dysfunction, where toxic sexual habits and relationships were presented as the norm. And we live in a culture that doesn't teach young people how their bodies actually work, what consent truly means, or how to have a healthy sexual relationship. Instead, many of us were just told not to have sex. So when we finally do, we're left figuring everything out from square one. And so because of this, many people don't even know what's possible for them when it comes to pleasure. And a lot of women don't know that they can have vaginal orgasms. And many men don't even know where to find the clitoris. And I could go on, but you get the gist. There's so much misinformation, and this deeply affects our beliefs, our experiences, and our relationships. Sex isn't just physical. It involves the emotional body too. So if you carry subconscious beliefs like, I'm not enough unless I please my partner, or if I'm not sexy enough, I'll be abandoned, those beliefs will shape your experience of intimacy. And if we continue living out these patterns without awareness, we're not only holding ourselves back from healing, but we also pass them down. Even if our children never see the inner workings of our sex life, the choices we make from these patterns shape the way we parent. They shape the energy we bring into our relationships and the way we model connection and the way we talk about our bodies and our worth. I know for me, there was so much that I absorbed from my mother, not because I knew the details of her relationship, but because of the little things that she would say. The way she normalized a dynamic where a woman's preferences didn't matter, where her worth as a wife was measured by how well she pleased her husband. And it's bullshit. So what I'm inviting you to do right now is bring awareness to whatever you and your partner might be carrying, not with shame, not with guilt. There's no need to judge yourself or each other. This is about being human. You and your partner chose each other, and part of that choice is holding space for the humanness in one another. We all live in a culture that isn't very healthy in a lot of ways, and that reality does impact us. So rather than using each other to unconsciously repeat the same patterns, let's stop. And let's hold each other to the standard that we actually want to create for ourselves, for our intimacy, and for the dynamic we model to our children. Because you deserve better. You deserve love, pleasure, and intimacy. You deserve to feel seen. You deserve to know that you are safe in your relationship. And that's something you and your partner can begin creating together starting today. So where do you begin? Voice it. When something comes up, say it. Name it. Bring it out into your dynamic, out into the open. Bring it to the sanctuary of your relationship together, into the light of both of your awareness. And it's not about judging it or analyzing it or whatever. It's just about witnessing it. It's about witnessing it and just loving yourself and your partner loving you as you bring it to their awareness. This is about seeing each other fully, even in the moments when one of you struggles to see yourself. And if you find yourself in a moment where you can't love yourself, when you feel stuck in old patterns, your partner can say, that's okay. I'm just loving you while you're learning to love yourself. And if you can't love yourself, you can love the one who's struggling to love themselves. You can say, whew, man, there's a lot of stuff coming up with me and I really don't feel like I can love myself right now. And you can say, that's okay. I love you while you're struggling to love yourself. And if that person having an emotional thing come up feels the safety to bring that to the sanctuary of your relationship, knowing they're not going to be judged or ridiculed, knowing they're going to be loved, is going to be able to open and access much deeper levels of intimacy and pleasure in their sex life with that partner. And they're going to be able to actually heal and overcome whatever it is that may be holding them back from accessing the state of self-love needed to experience experience ever expanding and widely beautiful, authentic sexual expression and pleasure. And the best part is that both partners can do this. No one is better than the other or less human. Both partners are people who have stuff that comes up. But when everything that comes up is brought to the light of your relationship's awareness, it can no longer operate in the shadows within you. When we have shame, for example, but we don't fully bring our awareness to it, we allow it to operate in the background, subtly inhibiting our joy and impacting our experiences and choices. When we bring shame out into the open, we take the power away from it. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because taking a break from sex after having a baby offers everyone an opportunity to reset. We come out of the old routines and patterns we may have had when it comes to sex. And when we reapproach, we can do so deliberately with the intention to hold greater awareness around that pattern that we used to allow to run wild in our subconscious.